we all know, wrestling matches are divided into longies and shorties. It's also common knowledge that long matches are better than short ones, because who wants to watch a short wrestling match? Ugh. It's not like we've got lives to get on with, careers to explore, relationships to build. We're wrestling fans, and wrestling is all we have. So it's lucky for us that Survivor Series is right around the corner, because if there's any pay-per-view associated with long, exhausting, tedious matches, it's this one. And the Royal Rumble, I suppose, but it's November, so we'll take what we can get. So, to celebrate, let's take a look at the most epic bouts to ever grace this fine show. I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic Wrestling, and these are the 10 longest Survivor Series matches of all time. Join us.
Yes! This video is sponsored by 2K. Can you smell what the new season is cooking? We're introducing a new era and exciting new chapter in WWE Supercard. Step into the ring in the biggest season yet. In Season 8, players can earn massive rewards and collect brand new card tiers by playing exciting new features, including Survivor Mode and much more. WWE Supercard has added not one, not two, but 3 new card tiers: Maya, Maelstrom, and Valhalla. God damn, the action never stops in WWE Supercard, so why don't you check out the brand new Survivor Mode? Step into the ring in this new 10-person winner-takes-all tournament mode and be the sole survivor. This closed pack experience means the cards that you'll be dealt are random and not from your own deck. You'll need to trade one of your cards to your opponent at the beginning of each match. In between rounds, you can fortify, and swap out cards in your hand for a random one on your bench or from your deck. If you lose 3 times, you'll be removed from the game. Survivor continues until one person is left standing, and you will be rewarded based on your placement. To download WWE Supercard and get involved in the Season 8 event, click the link in the description now. It's available for iPhone, iPad, it's on the Google Play Store, it's on the Amazon App Store for Android devices, and it's even on Facebook Gaming. I'll see you there.
Number 10, the Hart family versus Shawn Michaels and his Knights, 1993, 30 minutes, 57 seconds. Unfortunately, we are starting off with a stinker. If you were booking a big pay-per-view, but your plans had been ruined for one big match in particular, you would probably cut the runtime and hide in a quiet corner of the card, right? Well, we've got bad news for you. This bout was originally supposed to pit the Hart family against Jerry Lawler and his team of anonymous knights, but with the King facing legal troubles, he was pulled from the match. In his place was Shawn Michaels, a man with about as much of a royal gimmick as Nick Gage. Although we're not quite sure why HBK aligned himself with 3 knights, or why those knights looked more like crap Power Rangers, it didn't do him much good anyway. The Hart brothers eked their way to a slow, agonizing victory over the course of half an hour. The only good thing to come out of this match was the elimination of Owen, which saw the seed planted for his eventual heel turn and legendary feud with Bret. Number 9, Team Raw vs Team SmackDown, 2017, 33 minutes and 20 seconds. Modern Survivor Series events are all about answering the big question: which primary color is best? And it's almost always red or blue. Yellow came out on top once, actually. Well done, Yellow. This usually doesn't make for the most exciting storylines, but 2017's 10-man tag at least gave us a great blend of incredible wrestlers past and present, with the likes of Triple H, Angle, Cena, Joe, Balor, and Nakamura all taking part. WWE could have gone in any number of ways with this one, but they instead decided to center everything around everybody's favorite bonus character, Shane McMahon. Before it became the brave tale of Shane facing 3-on-1 odds, this match actually did have a lot of fun moments, like Angle eliminating Cena, Bobby Roode and Triple H having a stare down, and Braun Strowman being very Braun Strowman about the whole damn thing. But with the match lasting so long, the payoff would have to be good. And it wasn't. Triple H turned into a big cerebral troll for no reason, pedigreeing his own teammate Kurt Angle, giving Shane false hope of a victory, and then beating him anyway. This made Braun very angry. Number 8, Steve Austin vs Triple H, 2000, 35 minutes and 9 seconds. Yes, we all love traditional Survivor Series matches, but sometimes they feel a bit old-fashioned, don't they? Well, that sounds like a job for the Attitude Era. Survivor Series 2000 saw the highly anticipated no DQ DQ match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and the man who asked Rikishi to run him over, Triple H. For the most part, this was exactly what you would expect from an Attitude Era main event. The bout featured a lot of foreign object usage, a big announce table spot, and plenty of outside interference. Austin, fueled by revenge and a few cans of berries and cream, absolutely destroyed Triple H, and could have definitely won the whole match in the ring, but instead, he chose vengeance. Stone Cold may have walked the walk, but he also talked the talk. Vis-a-vis, he had passed his forklift driver's test. And he put those qualifications to good use, brawling with Triple H to the parking lot, lifting the game's car high into the air, and dropping it 30 feet onto the concrete below. That's blockbusters. Number 7, Bret Hart vs. Bob Backlund, 1994, 35 minutes and 11 seconds. Another singles match now, and this one is a divisive one. Well, by divisive, I mean that if you say it's bad, 1 or 2 people will pop up to tell you that actually it was excellent. But it wasn't. Bret Hart lost the title to a past his prime Bob Backlund. That would be like Kevin Owens losing his title to a relic of another era, like Goldberg or someone. It wasn't good. I should clarify, technically this match was fine, as you would expect a match between Bret and Backlund to be, but the sheer length of the contest didn't help matters much. The final spot was an agonizingly long cross-face chicken wing, which Backlund held in place for 9 minutes. I've googled things you can do in less than 10 minutes and legitimately found the following. Tidy the living room, unload the dishwasher, unsubscribe from email lists that you don't want to be on, read scripture, pray. Those are entries on a genuine website, and honestly, it got a bit intense after that. You know the rest of the story. Owen begged his parents to throw in the towel and save Big Brother Bret, which Helen Hart eventually did, the silly goose. Number 6, the 20-man elimination tag match, 1987, 37 minutes. The original Survivor Series event was very much a testing of the waters. For the first time on such a grand stage, WWE were working out this whole elimination tag thing, which resulted in 4 drawn-out matches taking place back-to-back. That's not necessarily a bad thing, and in fact, the longest match of the night stands up well today, particularly if you're a fan of tag team wrestling and hate WWE's lack of interest in the division today. In 1987, the promotion threw 10 bona fide tag teams into the same match and let them go at it for almost 40 minutes. And honestly, let them go at it is an apt description. This was an era where men were men and matches were largely called in the ring. The concept of planning was still a weird thing that Randy Savage insisted on doing before his matches, the big weirdo. Yes, he was the greatest talent of a generation and had just had a historic match at WrestleMania 3, but what a weirdo, eh? The result of this one saw the Killer Bees and the Wild Stallions score a huge win for the Animal Kingdom, last eliminating the distinctly human teams of the Hart Foundation and the Islanders. Number 5, the Elimination Chamber match, 2002, 39 minutes and 20 seconds. Survivor Series 2002 is one of the best in the pay-per-view's history, and a big reason for that is the main event, the first ever Elimination Chamber match. Although we're now more than familiar with the stipulation, the good people of 2002 must have been terrified at the imposing structure, and the thought of having to shell out for the playset a month later or ruin their kids' Christmas forever. The 6 men involved in the inaugural bout were Triple H, who was almost certainly going to win, Kane, Booker T, RVD, Chris Jericho, and Shawn Michaels, who almost certainly wasn't going to win. Triple H had this one in the bag. Except he didn't count on HBK and his lovely brown pants, who pulled off a miraculous victory over the most unbeatable wrestler of the 2000s, winning the World Heavyweight title in the process. I'm not sure if I've made a silly claim there. Was Triple H really the most unbeatable wrestler of the decade? Maybe The Undertaker or John Cena? Let me know in the comments below, you little rascals. Number 4, the 20-man elimination tag match, 1988, 42 minutes and 12 seconds. Back to the olden days now for the second ever Survivor Series pay-per-view and an even bigger tag team extravaganza. This one was a definite improvement on the year before, as it actually featured storytelling, although the action still did largely resemble when you let the CPU wrestle itself on 2K. The storyline in question saw Mr. Fuji betray Demolition, causing the elimination of Axe and Smash before being taken in by the powers of pain. Warlord and Barbarian went on to win the match, last eliminating Los Conquistadors and completing what surely must have been the first ever double turn on a WWE pay-per-view. Unless a lot of people suddenly felt sorry for King Kong Bundy after the events of WrestleMania 2, and they may well have. Who knows? Number 3, Team Cena versus Team Authority 2014, 43 minutes and 28 seconds. Speaking of storylines, 2014 brought us a doozy and the third longest match in Survivor Series history. Had John Cena and his merry band of merry, colourful, merry men beaten Team Authority, Triple H & Co would have to disband forever. Don't Google that. However, if the bad guys won, every member of Team Cena, apart from Big Match John himself, would be fired. And honestly, given the selfish actions of the babyface John Cena character in the past, that's not an outcome I imagine he would have felt too guilty about. Justice for Zack Ryder. This seemed set up to become the heroic tale of John Cena, but instead we saw Dolph Ziggler play the brave protagonist after Cena was eliminated with the help of a treacherous Big Show. What a Judas. Not that kind. Ziggler fought on bravely, but looked to have run out of steam with only Rollins left to beat. Cue the long-awaited debut of Sting, who beat up Triple H, helped Ziggler win, and rid us of the Authority forever. Again, don't Google that. Surely this must go down as the highest stakes Survivor Series tag match of all time. Oh, wait a second, there might be one other. Number 2, Team WWF versus the Alliance 2001, 44 minutes and 57 seconds. It's fitting that the ultimate showdown between the two sides of the Monday Night Wars and ECW gave us one of the longest Survivor Series matches ever. But it also feels weird that it wasn't number 1. Still, this was an epic match for an epic occasion, as the winning team would put the other company out of business, claiming the entire wrestling world as its own for about 20 years. The result could probably have been predicted by those old enough to understand what was actually going on at the time, but some probably thought that the Alliance would win, prolonging the war and actually making the invasion angle interesting. Instead though, Vince McMahon couldn't resist getting one over on his biggest rivals, as The Rock triumphed over Steve Austin to secure victory for the good old Fed. He also had a sizable assist from double agent Kurt Angle. Remember that? Angle didn't even turn face because of this. What on earth was going on in 2001? Number 1, Team Raw versus Team SmackDown 2016, 52 minutes, 55 seconds. Weirdly, the longest match in Survivor Series history isn't some grand symbolic clash between the locker room and the office, nor is it an interpromotional battle for the very soul of wrestling itself. Instead, we have 2016's battle for brand supremacy, which seems very underwhelming on the surface, but make no mistake about it, this match was excellent. So many things were jam-packed into over 50 minutes of action that the bout actually flew by, despite its gigantic runtime. Several storylines intertwined as wrestlers from both sides became caught up in their own dramas. Highlights include the Shield temporarily reforming to hit a triple powerbomb on AJ Styles, Kevin Owens heartlessly using Chris Jericho's prized list as a weapon, and Randy Orton worming his way into Bray Wyatt's dirty affections. It was Orton and Wyatt who survived, last eliminating Roman Reigns to cap a long, twisting, and genuinely fantastic Survivor Series match. Lovely.